guys, welcome back to Love from a Leo. Today is going to be your full February tarot reading for, the full month. And so we're going to see what's to come for you guys. So this is your card here. And when I was shuffling, I was trying to see what is the full gist of what this month is going to be about for you. And we got Sagittarius. So if you have someone in your life who's a Sagittarius, who's very strong, in your life, then this would definitely be revolving around that Sagittarius and your relationship, whether it's romantic, family, a child, whoever it is. If you don't have a Sagittarius who is prominent in your life, then this is definitely just going to be about you expanding and maybe what that journey is going to be like for you during February, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and shuffle for my Taurus. Alright, we got all three cards at one time. Awesome. Okay, so we're starting off your February with the King of Swords. So when I see the King of Swords, I definitely see that it could be anyone of any sign, but specifically towards the air signs. So this is Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. But if it's not anyone of that sort in your life, this is definitely just someone who is being manipulative or not being very truthful with their communication. And if it's not about being truthful with their communication, then it's definitely a sense of someone not being calculated and just being really sloppy with what they're telling others or what they're allowing others to know about them through communication. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a little bit more details on what this is about. Okay, so this is a Tower moment. So this could actually be dealing with someone's lies, and if it's not, a Tower moment is something that we don't necessarily want. I don't think this is something that you necessarily knew was going to happen, but I definitely think you had signs and you weren't paying attention to them. This could definitely be involving a woman in your life who is, who could be like a mother figure or someone who's a nurturer to you in your life. So this is involving someone of that nature. Again, it could be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, and if not, then it could be anyone of that of any sign. But it's definitely dealing with communication error. So we move on to the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So with that, after all of this is happening, it seems as though there's a change of luck. You could be feeling like you don't have anyone on your side. You could be feeling like there's it's like you maybe someone who was supposed to help you transition, or if you were helping someone transition, it backfired and it caused you to be really off of your A game when it comes to your priorities. And it seems as though it backfired. And this is, a change of luck, so to speak, dealing with this person, the situation where you were trying to help someone out. So especially if it was dealing with finances, it definitely seems that the priorities that you had with this person backfired on you, whether it's because they didn't hold their end of the bargain, or maybe you just saw that they weren't truly who they said that they were supposed to be, and they let you down in some sense of way, and so you felt maybe you just feel bad or you feel dumb for helping this person out, okay? So moving on from that, we have the Ten of Wands. And so what this tells me is that you are dealing with a lot at the moment, okay? You're probably doing a lot physically, mentally, you're probably going, working yourself crazy, and even emotionally. So you need to definitely put some things down in order to maybe just regroup. So let's see what are you doing too much of at the moment? Yeah, when it comes to this, if there's an Aries in your life, I feel like you knew what was the issue with this situation. And if it wasn't an Aries, it's just someone who has a lot of power in your life, a lot of dominance. Maybe they can speak their voice and you'll listen to them before you listen to someone else. It's someone who has some type of control. It could also be meaning that you are putting too much effort into trying to be the controlling person, or you're trying to control too much in your life. Or in someone else's life. Maybe because you are being this person who's helping someone, maybe you're trying to enforce your own rules now and it's just not working. We have the Emperor in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. So this could also be about two people. So if this is a relationship that you're dealing with, it seems as though both parties are definitely on the wrong end of the stick. You guys are not meeting. You're not seeing each other you're not meeting each other halfway. There's a disconnection that is definitely happening, and in order to fix that, you're just going to have to cut a little slack with whatever's going on. You need to fall back just a little bit. Definitely dealing with that situation and that relationship that you're having with that person. Moving to the middle of February. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, so in the middle of February, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So you could be feeling kind of hopeless at this point, maybe feeling like you are just not really sure what to do at this point. This is a time where if it's about money, you are spending more than you should be, and it could just be because you are dealing with things the wrong way. It doesn't mean that you don't necessarily have the money, but I do feel like it's a card that suggests you need to calm down on spending, just for the sake of, you need to realize what's important, and it should be your spirituality. It should be the things that aren't material. You could just be putting too much emphasis on material things and not necessarily looking at the bigger picture, the bigger scheme of things, and realizing that it's not all about material things. This is also a situation where you could be denying yourself of getting help. So knowing that you need to reach out to someone, knowing that you need to maybe talk to someone, or even just meditate or be, more in touch with yourself, you could be in a situation where you're just not asking for it, and so it's causing you to be not making any progress, if that makes any sense. I also feel like there's a situation with a fire sign, because we have the King of Wands in reverse. Whether it's dealing with this person or not, this is an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. It could definitely be a Sagittarius, because that's what the month could be, surrounding a person with that type of relationship with you. But it seems as though you're just not asking for help, and it's causing you to not be the leader that you could be. It's causing you to not necessarily be as creative as you normally are. But it definitely has to deal with that give and take relationship that's been happening in the past. And I think it's definitely taking a toll on you, just because you may not want to ask for help. You may have too much pride in the situation. Or maybe you just feel like you don't want to be wrong about something. And so it's really causing you to just act like nothing's going on in the first place, right? Moving on, we have the 2 of Cups. So I do like to see this. So it looks like maybe some of you, as a Taurus, you are definitely reaching out, or you just figure out how to, lay low for a little bit and let the cards fall how they may. And so this brings in a lot of more harmonious energy for you. It could also be dealing with a romantic partner, for sure. Excuse me. Especially if you guys haven't been having any issues and all of this commotion is dealing with someone else in your life. It seems as though there is a progression when it comes to this romantic relationship, or just harmony within your emotional life. So I do like to see that. Simply put, harmony in your emotional life. 7 of Wands is what we have next. So when I say 7 of Wands, I definitely like to see this card. This is someone who is standing up for themselves, even when they seem, or when it feels like there's no way out, or they feel like there's obstacles in the way, things of that nature. There may be things surrounding you, but at this point, I feel like you were definitely standing up for yourself. There's even a sense of you having to make a decision on something that could be major for your life, but for some reason, you were definitely taking on a sense of courage, and you're very confident in that. You don't know how things are going to play out, but you know you're going to get through it. So it seems as though that Taurus energy is picking back up. But it's in a physical way. Like you're physically feeling like, okay, I'm gonna get through it. I don't care how things are looking, or how it looks like I might not succeed, but I will succeed. And so that seems to be a really, really good point for you to be in the middle of your February. So moving to the end of your February, Taurus. First card out. Alrighty, so when we move towards the end of your February, we have the Knight of Cups here. So this is a good sign. This is a sign that tells me that you are feeling a lot more optimistic about your emotional self and your emotional relationships. It seems as though maybe you were looking at, some negative aspects at one point, but you started to put that to rest, and so now you're looking at things from a more positive perspective. And so it seems as though it's going to help you get to where you need to be. You're going to feel a lot better when it comes to your emotions at the end of February, and it looks like things are getting smoothed out very, very well. And then after that, we have the Ace of Swords. So being that we have the Ace of Swords, this is awesome. So it means that maybe that communication that was lost in the beginning of your February, it definitely comes back into fruition, and it starts to be a lot more clear. You yourself may be feeling a lot more clarity when it comes to just your mind and, you know, how you're feeling and how you're seeing things for yourself. You could just be a lot more clear physically, but I mean, like, maybe you're just being more healthy, and so your peace of mind is back. It could also just mean that someone is being very honest with you and you're getting the truth, or maybe you're being honest with someone else. So let's go ahead and see what this is falling into. This Ace of Swords. How would this be showing up in the end of February? What would this have to deal with? Okay, so the situation where you were not necessarily feeling like there was anywhere else to expand, I think there were some things that are going to be revealed about that situation as to why you were feeling like that in the first place. So whatever was hindering you from feeling like you can expand in life or just expand in the situation that this is all dealing with, I think at the end of your February, things will make a lot more sense. And you'll probably have a conversation. And it could have been about like your health not being right, or just someone who was very toxic to you in your life. It could also be a Capricorn or maybe a Libra. But the whole situation seems as though there's going to be communication, and someone's going to reveal the truth about why it is that why you felt like there was just something dragging you down or something holding you down, and something wasn't fair. There's a combination of all three of these things that held you back. And even if this person isn't here to apologize for anything, or even if it was your fault, whatever it is, you're going to have clarity after this conversation. I do feel like that. And it seems as though it may have to deal with betrayal for sure. And it may mess with your trust. But at the end of the day, you're going to inherit so much information that you need that it's going to force you to move to a situation that's more fulfilling for yourself. Because I think you're just not going to put up with it anymore. And there's just going to be too much that's been revealed. And then there's just not going to be a reason to have to deal with that situation anymore. Especially if this is dealing with helping someone out financially or, something of the sort. I feel like it's just going to be a matter of, well, I helped you and you weren't honest with me, or you weren't being your true self with me, and I just feel like it's not okay, it's not fair. And so you'll move on from the situation and you'll act accordingly because the ball will be in your court. Does that make sense? And so not to say that it would be an easy conversation, but it's definitely going to be something that you need so that you can move forward on your own accord. So we end your February off with the King of Cups. And so I really like to see this because after this conversation, it seems as though you definitely tap into this, like you have power over your emotions. And maybe it's because you are able to dictate how you're being treated in a situation by walking away, staying a part of it, or just discussing the new rules from now on. And so I really like to see this. I definitely feel like it's a situation where you'll feel a lot more empowered for sure. And I don't think you'll feel like you have to figure out what to do next. It's a situation where instead of just doing and going out there, you're planning out what your next move is going to be, and you're planning who's going to be a part of this. You're planning who is a part of the system, the new operation that you're setting up for yourself. And so I see this coming as a new, just like a new operation for you, like a new plan for how you're going to get things done, a new plan for who's going to be a part of your success in the future. And so it's a really powerful place to be in, and I really, really hope that, everything plays out the way that it should. Any pointers that I have for you really is to just go with the flow throughout this month. There's a lot of things that may just pop up that you have no idea are coming your way, even though, you've watched this video. But at the same time, I feel like perceiving is going to be your best friend in this month. Kind of looking at what's happening and then making your decision, but not just making your decision as you go, thinking that you know what's going to come. It's not something that's going to be easy to map out, and I definitely think it's going to take some time to see how it expands in itself. and how it unfolds. But as long as you go with the flow and you don't get trapped in your own mind, I think that, you know, things will be okay as long as you just keep doing what you normally do and you roll with the punches when they come. Other than that, I do think that you guys will have lots of success at the end of your February. And I think you'll have a lot of closure at the end of February. So that's really, really awesome. Keep in mind that, you know, things are going to happen for a reason. So just keep that in mind. If you need any extra advice or any help for your personal situation, please go ahead and email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com, and I can get right back to you and we can set up, you know, a reading for you privately. Also, I would like to say, if anything resonates with you in any of these videos, please thumbs it up or leave a comment. Because lots of people are going through the same things, and so I feel like it helps a lot of people. Obviously, it helps me to get, you know, more traffic to the channel, but with that means more help for other people as well. And I also like to see where you guys are at in your life, dealing with situations of the sort, because I like to see people progress through things as well, because, you know, when someone is getting help, we're all getting help at the same time. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Love from a Leo. If I'm not your favorite Leo, one day I will be. And until next time, Taurus, I will see you very, very soon. Bye.